Well, g'day everyone. It's been a while, but welcome back to Camcarter Adventures. So before I start this video, I just want to give a big shout out to Adventures with Grunt, who's put out a video last week where he found an old rusted car body in the Bunyaville Forest. It's a pretty cool video. I'll leave the link in the description and check out his channel. Now, one of the comments on his video said that it was a 1939 Chevrolet sedan. And I started thinking 1939 Chevrolet, USA, World War II, Australia. It could be a little bit more to this. So I dug around and did a bit of research and found out that in 1939, around about 9,000 Chevrolets were built by a little company called Holden, and I believe this is one of them. There was two main models of this car built, the Standard and the Deluxe, and some of them ended up going to the Royal Australian Air Force and the Australian Army to use as staff cars for their officers. And what I'm hoping is I can find a little bit more information about this one to see if I can work out exactly what type this is. So this one here is definitely a right-hand drive one. I have seen a photo of a dashboard of one that's fairly intact. This is the old seat that's there. The suicide doors. One of the notable things was the concealed door hinge on the front and the rear. It's hard to move around here. I believe the Deluxe model had a chrome grille, whereas the Standard model just had this type of grille here, which is just pressed and louvered into the actual front fender. Someone also mentioned in the comments that perhaps this was involved in some kind of motor vehicle accident, but based on the rubbish pile which is near this, oh, there's a piece of asbestos. Look at that. Doesn't matter where you go, you're always going to find a piece of asbestos. One Deluxe, it's an old terracotta clay tile. There's another panel here which possibly could be part of this vehicle. It looks around about the same. I don't know what that is. We'd have to sort of really unearth that as I'm falling down the embankment. As you can see, it's got the split window there. It's also got a split rear window. You can see the rust holes in there. This is definitely unrestorable, this vehicle. Let's see if we can find any. There's the door handle. I found an old picture of one from the Powerhouse Museum in Sydney where they've actually got an intact body from a 1939, this exact same model. So if I can climb in here now, mind the skinks and everything else. If anybody knows where the spec plate is on a 1939 Chevrolet, please let me know, because I'd love to find out. So right hand drive, there's the pedals. It's definitely a manual. I believe that one of the features of this was a thing called a Tiptoetronic clutch, which I'm assuming is that thing there. There's the roof. It'd be interesting to compare that roof with the one in that photo from the Powerhouse Museum. Now, Powerhouse Museum one shows the door handle. That door handle's in pretty intact shape. I believe there's only one door handle. I'm a bit cautious about picking it up because I just don't want to damage it. Again, you can see some louvers on the inner front fender there. I can't see any spec plate on the actual firewall. Normally the spec plate is on the firewall. What I really want is just to find some kind of identifiable mark on this that kind of proves it is what it is. All right. So I'm really excited now. I just put a question on a Facebook page, the 1939 Chevrolet Facebook page, and it tells me that the spec plates would be the passenger side top of the cowl, 2 aluminium plates, likely to have melted if the car was burned. So there doesn't seem to be any spec plates on it, but there also goes to say the chassis number will be on the passenger side of the chassis rail between the front axle and the firewall. The faint character 3/4 inch high. Format will be M391234. So let's give this a go and see if we can find anything. I don't really want to go standing on this here. So front axle is obviously, well, actually there is no front axle on this vehicle. That would make sense. This has definitely been dumped here, unless someone's stolen the front axle. So I'm going to have a look here. There's a piece of metal. I can't actually see any numbers. They're so rusted off. Yeah, definitely can't see the any serial number on the passenger side. Just double check it's not on the driver's side. Doesn't appear to be any numbers on that side or on that side there. So there's no bonnet, there's no engine on this, so there's no engine numbers or anything like that. Hang on, what's this here? There seems to be some kind of plug or bung or some kind of, I think that's an emblem just down there. Might take a closer look at that. Well, I'm seriously excited now because I've just had a closer look at that emblem and it definitely says Holden. I can make out the words Holden. So this here is definitely an Australian made 1939 Chevrolet. That's pretty cool. I'm actually quite excited about this. Now, there's still no way of knowing whether this was an ex-military vehicle. So a good portion of the 9,000 were sent to the military and they would have been auctioned off at disposal afterwards, but I really would like to find a spec plate just with some kind of number, just to give me an idea. It's quite amazing I can actually research this while I'm standing here, but according to Trove, the 8 brilliant features of the 1939 Australian-built Chevrolet are the new Pullman Ride. I have no idea what a Pullman Ride is. Please let me know what a Pullman Ride is. Pilot seat driving vision. Vacuum-assisted safety gear shift. All right, let's have a look at the, well, there won't be a vacuum-assisted safety gear shift because there's no gearbox and no floor. But that's cool. What else have I got? Perfected independent springing. I'm assuming that means up the front somewhere there's perfected independent springing. It's a good word. Beautiful new bodies built by Holden. Is that 8? How come that's only... But that's only 5. This is a 1939 car. Now Holden got so good at making motor bodies, by 1948 they decided to make their own car and they made the 48215, which is the first truly mass-produced Australian-built car. I think this car is destined to spend the rest of eternity rusting back into the earth. Again, a big thanks to Adventures with Grunt for pointing out this old wreck and allowing me to come down and explore it a little bit further. As usual, if you like these videos, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Stay safe and have a great day.